Rocks could potentially give to Tactical later on. Positioning is going to be key. I think disengage may also be very important here, but locking in the Galio, you know, that feels like that's going to be Rox's pick later on unless they be a bit more creative and playful with the draft.
I'm not even going to be surprised if WRLK bans out Delisandra last year.
Oh, yeah.
Especially because of its influence and interruption. And we did witness it a while ago as well on WCP against Taisan. But I think that's not also going to be the planned champion for Chickmate to actually choose. I think they're going to be opting in to something like an Aatrox into the mid lane to actually have like all those AoE and tankiness as well, because they have to resist so much damage coming in from just these two champions.
I mean, if you want to make a statement here for the last match for the 5v5s or today, you're gonna go all out, all in. You're not gonna go for any champions that are gonna make space. You want to go and fight it out, duke it out with the best of the best.
Exactly. It's the last match, both undefeated. I just want to talk about the Zillion pick again because we know that CKT also similarly loves their assassins. So I feel like the Zillion pick is kind of like a deterrent. Like, okay, pick your Zed, Helios, fine, but I'll have a second life. So now the Jace getting picked up over here as a response from CKT. That means they can poke things out first before they just heavily engage.
Yeah, it's also another flex champion coming out here from the side of Chickmate. This Jace can still go either mid lane, jungle, or even the Baron lane. So a lot of different players can be utilizing this. They are waiting what are going to be the final two picks for WRLK, and they will most probably be picking a counter to one of these.
Definitely nostalgic for everyone watching here. And I think in terms of credibility, right? The members here of Chickmate are the best players. This team really deserves to have this kind of serious mode for WRLK as well. Having the Jace here for Helios just brings back memories from Icons Global before when that champion was highly popular. Especially even in Wild Rift League Asia, we see a lot of chases and it has a very high skill cap as well. If you make a mistake, especially in your Into the Skies, you're gonna fall down.
Exactly. It's just really, really scary how you can't make a mistake against the WRLK. They will severely punish you, and I do feel like they do have the tools to do so. You can already see how skirmish heavy this composition is, but they also can match the poke that the Jace is going to deal out on the opposite side because they have the core key.
Yeah, they do have the core, but at the same time, if you do get poked out a lot, it's going to be hard for you to go for an engage. I love the last Lissandra pick right here. I was thinking, are they going to go for another physical damage? Maybe go for Assassin like the Kha'Zix, but instead they went for, I believe, would be a safer choice right here on the Lissandra.
I just want to double down here and really invest and try to extrapolate the adjustments here of Chickmate, because we see a Renekton being picked because of the Camille pick, under the assumption that it's going to be the Camille into the top lane, but they turn it around a little bit, showing that the Jace might be into the top lane. They last picked the Lissandra as well, and that gives like a proper matchup towards the Akali. But if this is really going to be the Camille into the Baron lane going up against the Renekton, because I thought it would be the Jace instead and have the Camille into the jungle, the Renekton should have the upper hand.
Yeah.
Because you can actually destroy shields with your Ruthless Predator. And it's one of the OG counters of Camille ever since that patch update like 2 years ago.
Yeah, but let's not forget, Tante's Camille is S tier in terms of his champion pool, in terms of what people look out for. Remember, Giang always mentions this when we ever do the Wild Rounds Filipinas cast, is that people watch Tante's Camille. They get tips, they get the tips, tricks, and how to ever play this champion. So if it's in his hands, I have full confidence.
I'm pretty sure Tante has fought this matchup a million times before, having to pick against the Renekton as the Camille. You talked about this, guys. He is so slippery. And take note, they do have that Galio in as well, so just in case, perhaps Rox can roam a little bit and catch top lane by surprise.
I remember talking to them as well, even before us going here in Vietnam. I asked them, which team are you most likely to be serious playing against? And they mentioned that they have 100% confidence in every single team that they're going to be going up against. But they are going to be preparing for their battle against the WRL teams. And this is it.
Yeah, this is it. As you mentioned, Giang, we are heading into the game. We're seeing mid lane right now between Helios and XXJ on the Lissandra against the Akali. And one thing I also just want to mention is we have to have our eyes peeled on the Zillion because his rotations are going to be super important once he gets his ultimate. If he is in the lane where Tante, Helios, and Rox will be going for these ganks, they can just nullify that pressure.
Exactly. It really puts sort of a leash on the lane. When you think about Lucian, you think about aggression, plus the Galio. But the existence of Zillion, again, just sort of puts a restraint, and I'm really excited to see how CKT is able to maneuver around that.
You kind of need to do a bit of what we like to say double think, right? You try to bait it out, maybe bait out the Zillion ult before you go for a full engage, but that's also probably in the minds here of the WRLK members.
Taiga getting a little bit of a leverage there, but you have to really respect that tactical sweep. It's one of the reasons why Camille is a staple champion in the Baron lane. You'll never win an exchange against this champion.
So far, though, just looking at the gold as well, a bit of an advantage there for XXJ, and that's just, Akali things, able to shove the waves very aggressively, very quickly as well. You could see in the minimap as well, getting help from the Viego. But right now here on the bot side, it's a bit of a scuffle. I don't think we're going to be seeing a big action yet because both teams know what's at stake right here.
Exactly. Level 5 is where the action is going to be at, and the objective fights. I can't imagine how the fights are going to go. Aside from the classic, Tante and Rox having to make sure that there's a delivery system involved, Helios can also act as a delivery system. With the Claw, you root maybe 3, do the same thing that Teals did in the previous game, and then send the hero's entrance and get that CC back-to-back.
Yeah, definitely. That is something that we will have to look out for in terms of how these fights are going to go. I just want to mention as well, double Scuttle Crab right now going to the side here of WRLK, giving long. Wow.
Immediate gang time, that's going to be down. Taiga getting low on HP though. Will Tante attempt Hextech Ultimate to block him down. Long, looking for a re-entry, but Helios joining the party even at the numbers disadvantage. This actually might be detrimental here for the side of Chickmit. They look back, go back. Taiga will stay alive and happily walk away with that 1-0 lead.
Wow, this is crazy. It just feels so crazy to me that, again, WRLK, their response, their adjustment, and the numbers advantage, plus the read, really put them at an advantage. And you could possibly see that big 2v2 gank, and in the end, they were the ones that were the winners because of how they marinated the lane and how time-lapse, as a Jace, can be quite vulnerable if you just jump into the fight.
Yeah, you could see as well that WRLK had a really good read on where time-lapse would be because they knew that there were no Scuttle Crabs. There's a chance of where he could be. That is a 50-50 at that point, and that just shows the confidence as well as the jungle knowledge that the WRLK lineup has.
Absolutely. All these experience and wisdom and skill set of the WRLK players is just showing right now. We're only almost 4 minutes in with 1 kill advantage for WRLK, but look at the gold. It's 1,200 gold lead already by this blue side team.
Yeah, and most of that gold actually is coming from someone that does not have any kills.
Yep.
And that's XXJ. Look at his gold lead against Helios. It's moving around 500, 600 gold, and I'm actually very curious. I would have wanted to see more of the mid lane just to see what amount of pressure, what is XXJ doing to do that?
That's the thing, right? When you look at all the lanes, everybody has priority. Everybody from the WRLK has space.
Looks like Rox will not really fully commit here, although Tactical goes in. Exhaust comes through here towards you, and they win the exchange.
Yeah, they do win the exchange right there, but still, there is an ultimate out of that Zillion, and I think what they were trying to do there was at least where it was look where time-lapse is. He is passing down here to the bot side.
Let's see. Heiyun looking to maybe just give this tower, or at least a couple of plates here, into the bottom lane. XXJ is on the way. This might be a bad sign here on Checkmate. Yudo is taking a bit of damage. Ward spotted out XXJ, and looks like they will call it off.
Yeah.
You could tell, you could really tell how, I wouldn't find the word like respectful, but wary is probably the proper term.
They want to turn.
XXJ.
Ice Prison, but looks like XXJ is just going to be fine. Does have the cleanse.
Yeah, the timing right there on the invisibility was enough so that he won't be targeted with the Frozen Tomb. But I also just want to mention, while we were seeing that play in the bot side, there was a cross-map play coming in from WRLK. They were also harassing Tante and getting plates on the top side.
They wanted to definitely maybe possibly get a race on First Blood Tower for later. If anybody wins the fight on top side or bot side for an objective, that may be the key to just funnel more gold onto whichever team. But we will find out soon, actually, in 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And it's going to be really crucial.
Ocean.
Yeah, the advantage right now on the side of WRLK is that the collector is completed on the Viego. That's going to be very,
dear.
very deadly if they are able to get those resets. While on the other hand, Tactical with a bit of an advantage has that Essence Reaver. So at least for Chickmit, they have something that can fight toe-to-toe with the WRLK lineup.
And here's the leverage of WRLK, right? Long can easily get those bursts, but for Chickmit, it's so difficult, especially because of the Chronos Rift here of Heian. Now they're settling here in the bottom side river. WRLK may be interested in starting this dragon. They're going to be going in. Rocks getting low in HP. Looks like Hiller's going to be the target. Perfect execution going to be already. The Zaz is going to be taken down. Chickmit, numbers disadvantage, but they're turning onto you. They want to take him down. Taiga will be finishing up the dragon as now Tactical is just going to get deleted as well. Chickmit losing too much manpower and losing even the objective. Timeless looking to back away, but Taiga's really committed in trying to chase him down. He leaves him alive, but man, it's already a big lead for WRLK.
That fight was divided into two. The team that was going for the dragon and the team that was trying. When Time Lapse saw an opportunity, the exhaust really broke the window of that DPS funnel, and therefore they couldn't finish any target on the side of WRLK.
Yeah, I think the word I'm looking for is disjointed. That fight was so weird because Rox and Helios were looking to challenge the dragon, but there were members of WRLK that
were hesitant.
And they were also hesitant, right?
Yeah.
You even saw Rox using his ultimate to get out of that situation, and they were having a really prolonged chase. I think ideally what we would have wanted to see right there was Tante going in with Helios and with Rox to go in on the dragon, fully commit. But unfortunately for Chickmit, they just kind of were, there was a bit of miscommunication there.
Yep.
I agree. I think there was a bit of zoning coming from the side of the China representatives. Imagine Tactical was forced to use the calling just to try and zone himself and make sure that he has that distance. And honestly, Long was able to cash in a lot, getting an extra kill and an assist. And that's the scary thing when this gold lead balloons up.
Exactly. This Viego is going to be big right here. And we all know Long, how strong he is as a carry for his team. And Shandon Ensemble has been thrown here in the mid lane, giving the first turret gold toward the side of WRLK.
And speaking of gold, man, 1,300 gold lead just on the jungle role is massive on a champion that is so deadly when he gets a lead. It's a scary situation right now for Chickmit.
I mean, Long, we keep talking about this player, quite the award gatherer, hoarding. That's the best. 22 MVP titles under this man's belt. Really, truly showing why he's, again, a lot of players look up to players such as Long.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you get that many MVPs, it means you're doing something correct, doing something right.
The amount of pressure and influence Long actually has, especially in Wild Rift Ace before, there was a time, the only game to actually have 10 jungle champion bans is because of him. And now, they focus onto the top side. Taiga might actually get taken down, but he's buying a lot of time. Now, WRLK looking for a re-entry angle. Taiga's actually quite interested. He's being able to free it from the backside, but now, Hillis is going to be down. No 1-for-1 trade here for Chickmit just yet, but they're trying still to fight back here into the top lane as XXJ was successful in the 1v1 into the bottom lane. Now the top lane is going to get pushed. Long looking for an angle. Teleport going to be incoming here for XXJ as Long looking for a re-entry. Taiga as well following up. The Rox is just going to be taken down with the Galio out. No more front line here on the side of Chickmit. And 1-by-1, the bodies are going to be falling down. Long looking for that. The triple kill is going to come through. Will it get the quadra? It does! And Chickmit gets wiped out!
The resets! I tell you, you think Long was going to fall, but no, he takes your soul and breaks your heart.
Long, the man, the myth, the legend right here. He just keeps going in. He just keeps getting the resets as you mentioned, and he gets the quadra kill. He breaks our hearts right here.
Exactly.
But man, is he doing it in style.
And this is why they call him King. Because he just reigns upon everyone and makes them kneel down in front of him.
Yeah, and as we see in the replay right here, this was the tail end of that pickup that Chickmit was trying to do. And what we didn't see in this replay was they tried to go on Taiga. Taiga got away, and the re-engage from WRL was Taiga TPing in to start off the fight, and Long just cleaning things up.
The confidence, I swear, despite that amount of HP, they know their limits. They're min-maxing in that team fight. And honestly, that was crazy.
And the crazy part is, as well, is that Helios got soloed by XSJ into the bottom lane. It's one of the biggest influence on Chickmit not having any kill threat because they needed the Lissandra. That was their ticket towards that, but without him, the whole team just collapses.
And it does feel like Helios always has to follow where XXJ goes, but the Frozen Tubes, they need that to sort of keep Long in check in these fights.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we've been talking about earlier, right? The CC chain coming in from Chickmit, the combo, the Wombo combo with the Camille, with the Galio, with the Lissandra. If you're missing one of those, you're not going in at full power.
And they're going full force here onto Chickmit again. Rox is going to be taken down. Looks like the resets are just going to be coming through. WRLK, Tactical might actually get taken down. It's being focused by the members here of WRLK. This time XXJ says, I want to be involved in this. I get my own triple kill.
Yeah, and that is an ace and a godlike right there for the side of WRLK. They will be gifting themselves the Baron.
They are definitely rewarded, and that means more map pressure, more control, and more ways and more tools to get closer and closer to CKT's base. And honestly speaking, of course, you're going to look at CKT's angle. What can you do at this point? Long is a threat for sure, but XSJ was able to join the fight this time in a full-blown 5v5, landing in a triple kill. Now has Stasis, by the way, already under its belt, which makes it even much harder to eliminate this Akali.
And 95% crit rate.
Oh,
That's just...
ouch!
Well, 100, basically. Has the Collector, has the Essence Reaver, has the Mortal Reminder.
Well, I also want to say that I felt like in the last fight for Chickmit, they threw everything. They threw everything and the kitchen sink at that fight, and WRL is just at a very commanding position at this point. It's going to be hard for them to make any mistakes.
They're trying to get the Wombo combo onto Taiga, but again, the Chrono Shift is going to be Settlemental Hill on the side of Chickmit, and now Long looking for the flank angle. Gets the dive, but it's going to be denied! That's going to be the shutdown here onto Long. Big damage now, not present here on the side of WRL. But looks like Chickmit, they're done with it. They don't want to overstay.
I could hear the comms in my head. Bakna, bakna, bakna.
Yeah.
They're very satisfied about that fight for sure, because now it does feel like WRLK is mortal in that moment, and they can keep rinse and repeating. Get a pick, get a breather, and slowly, stabilize in this game. It has been quite the gold lead on the side of WRLK, but if they keep rinse and repeating that sort of thing, then perhaps there is a chance.
I mean, I can say two sides of what happened right there.
Right.
The positive side there for Chickmit is that they got the shutdown gold on Long. But the bad side of that is it's Long just, overextending himself. How many times will WRLK allow Chickmit to have those opportunities?
It's gonna be tough, man. With WRLK, I think one of the problems that they experienced in that fight was Haeyeon deciding where to put his ult.
That's true.
Because Taiga was being targeted. Long wanted to flank, and if Haeyeon wants to give that ult towards Long, he has to walk too far forward, and he's gonna be forced to use it on himself instead. He ended up giving it to Taiga, giving him the second life, and Long ended up being alone.
100%. I think it's just one of those things where you have to, think about these minuscule decisions in split seconds. Like, okay, Haeyeon used his ult already. Let's change targets now, and hopefully it is actually Long that did not get that ult.
Yeah, and now it seems like things are shaping up towards this Mountain Drake that's about to spawn in 20 seconds. If WRL is able to secure this, they will be getting the soul, and I think Chickmit, they should try and deny this away from WRL.
Is this a glimpse of hope for Chickmit? Or just WRLK giving them a taste of victory and then demolishing them after crushing their dream? Because now it's going to be a lot harder to take them down. Ocean Dragon Soul about to be taken.
Yeah, very respectful decision right there from the side of Chickmit. They don't want to try to steal away that dragon because it would be very detrimental for them if they get caught out. At the
They might
same
be
time,
caught.
yeah, they might still be caught out here.
The fight is a little bit split up. There's a fight
Whoa.
into the top lane, and that's going to be Jace
Whoa.
falling down. Next thing ultimatum going to be used here by Tante, but he just wants to disengage. Yu's going to be chasing him down. Exhaust going to be used as well, negating the movement speed, negating the attack speed as well. But Chickmit getting a little bit of an answer. Still, it's just one member down, but it's the jungler. Time lapse, no more smite for Chickmit, and WRLK will be happy to start the Baron.
Skirmish is the name of the game here for the WRLK squad. They're able to isolate targets. They're able to re-engage in the fights. Yakali has just so much good chase potential alongside Taiga with the stun, with the slice and dice, and now CKT forced to pick up the pieces and defend from this Baron.
Yeah, and so, wait a minute,
They went
Tante.
back. The next XJ. What's
Okay.
the target? Chickmit thought they would be able to catch them off guard.
Yeah, but to add to that point earlier, right? In terms of the skirmish, WRLK is doing really well, but they complement that with really good macro, because when they secured that dragon, there was nothing for Chickmit that to get. They tried to push the top lane. It wasn't enough. They didn't have a wave. They tried to position for Baron.
Yeah.
Baron took too long to spawn for them to get anything, and WRLK just masterful macro right there.
Honestly, micro, macro, just a lot of
Yeah.
really amazing decision making, just denying any cross-map trade whatsoever. CKT, you know they're there, but then WRLK, they have a lot of tools to just really deny that.
At this point, right, the only win condition here of Chickmit are two things. One is WRLK making a big mistake, and
Yep.
two,
Right.
having a chance for time lapse to actually steal the Elder Dragon.
Sure.
And we're talking about Long here. This guy has the most steals in Wild Rift
Oh.
Esports
Okay.
history on Elder Dragon Baron as well. But let's see if they can actually pull it off, because Tristan's going to be taken down already. No more AoE damage for Chickmit, and the
No long.
dice are just too much for Chickmit to handle. That's going to be the ace in 6 seconds after the fight started, and WRLK are just done.
Yeah, WRLK wants to secure an undefeated streak here in day 2 of Smash.
And they will get what they want when they have the king to guide them all the way.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Oh boy! The matchup did not disappoint. Long, I swear, this player just knows what to do at the right place at the right time. If you get a lead, if they get a lead, they just won't hesitate at all to keep hammering that down and lead that to a victory.
Yeah, there was a lot of pressure that WRLK just kept throwing at the Chickmit lineup. They never relented, and we did see moments where Chickmit was really trying to fight back. Remember the fight in the mid lane where they threw everything.
Yeah.
Even that last fight, they get the pick off. But the thing is, there was a zillion on the other side.
It's a draft, the execution,
Yeah.
the early game to the late game to the clutch moments, man. This is one of the reasons why WRLK, their members, they're